Let's go further, if you don't mind.
Okay.
For you to believe Jesus is God,
Yeah.
there has to be a reason.
Yeah.
Alright? You go to the Old Testament, so it is still faith. Now, do you have any more reasons why you believe Jesus is God?
In the Old Testament, also King Solomon. He was one of the wisest human beings on this planet. He had wisdom from God, and somewhere I can search it.
I believe it.
He was speaking of, do you know the name of God and do you know the name of His Son? So that's even written in the Old Testament. So the Jews don't know who the Messiah exactly is. You know, they're waiting the Messiah. They say, if you say He's the Son of God, they don't know, because in Isaiah 53 it doesn't clearly explain who He is. Only that the Messiah is going to come. You're going to kill Him, blah blah blah. You're going to reject Him. And King Solomon says, do you know the name of God and do you know the name of His Son? Not the name of His sons. Do you know the name? So why would Solomon, who has so much wisdom, would talk gibberish? You know?
I'm going to explain why.
Yeah.
Because maybe he never said that. Why? Because even the Bible says, for example, I think about David, that he is the begotten Son of God, even the firstborn.
He says that David is the begotten Son of God?
It says that David is even the firstborn. Even the first. Right?
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
So, why did Solomon talk gibberish? I said, I don't believe in any prophet of God who will talk nonsense. I rather believe if there's anything which does not, something which is not incoherent or which is not, something which prophets should say or do, I don't believe then that they did it. I rather believe that there is some corruption in that particular part.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So for example, you say for example that Jesus is God, right? You believe in the Trinity.
Yeah.
Did Jesus came with love?
Did Jesus came with love?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right. What did Jesus say?
Love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you, I believe.
Did Jesus also say, I didn't come in peace?
No, He came, indeed. I didn't come to bring peace.
Right.
I came to bring fire, and oh, I wish it was already burning. It's written.
And it's about His coming back.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that love?
No. But the thing is, when He said, I didn't come to bring peace.
But
Yet, He didn't bring to come peace.
But He came to bring
the division among...
A sword.
A sword, a sword. He came to bring also, because of Him, there will be a lot of division, there will be wars, people will hate each other. And I've experienced that on my own. I've experienced it because I believe in Jesus. My father he's Catholic, I'm not Catholic. And I was like, hey Dad, I've been reading the Bible. What is wrong with you? You're becoming crazy. Stop it. You're harassing me. I'm like, are you serious? But he's supposed to be a Christian also, Catholic, whatever, but, I go to people, hey, do you have pain? I can pray for you. No, please, stop it with your stupidity. I live in common sense, so people get rejected. So, here's another example. If I go to, I'm not saying that, just like there are wicked Christians, crazy Christians that kill people. Yeah. But the thing is, the reason a lot of people, but how can God tell? He didn't say go kill those innocent people. Those people were not innocent.
No, that's not true.
They were wicked.
That's not
true. They had idolatry. They had adultery.
And the children.
Yeah.
Were they also adulterous?
Apparently, they were also killed. But I wouldn't be, if I'm not mistaken.
So they were innocent. Even animals were killed.
But the thing is, those children were taught. If you teach a kid, 5-year-old, worship this, it
says even sucklings. Even sucklings.
Yeah, I know.
So they don't have the understanding, the capacity to judge
wrong
and right, right?
Indeed, but I would say God wanted to wipe out those whole seed.
Is that still love?
Who am I to question God? You know what I mean?
Then it's not questioning God.
Yeah.
It is actually to be critical about some passages if it can come from God.
Let me put it this way. Before I was married, you know, don't expect good things to come when you're in sin. Never expect that, you know, because you're gonna pay it either way or another.
Yes, but this instruction comes from a sinless person,
Yeah.
God, Jesus, right? So this instruction didn't come from a human being. It
Yeah.
came from God itself
Yeah.
to kill sucklings, animal, donkeys, and
Yeah.
sheep and camels,
Yeah.
and you know, and even we have in Numbers that he says to Moses to save the young virgins
Yeah.
for yourself,
Yeah, indeed.
right? And I'm going. I don't like the subject actually, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather talk about Jesus being God. Does God need, explicitly, I'm talking about need, does God need a blood sacrifice to forgive?
Does God need a blood sacrifice
Yes.
to forgive?
Why can he not just forgive? Why does he need a blood, or does he need a blood sacrifice?
Let me put it this way. And the Bible says the payment of sin is el pago el pago de
I don't understand though.
you know, if you wanna it says el pago del pecado es la muerte. The pay of sin
Yes.
is death.
Yeah, all right.
You know, if you wanna, you know, so someone has to pay, someone has to die. There needs to be
Someone
bloodshed.
has to die.
Someone has to die.
Why? Why can't God, who is able to do anything according to you, and everything, why can't he forgive? Why has someone to die?
Okay, that's why wouldn't God simply tell Adam and Eve, I forgive you?
Yeah, why?
That's a good question.
You're asking me the
That's a good question. No,
All right,
God put the laws indeed, and in order to pay, there has to be bloodshed. In order to pay for that
Islamically,
sin, there has to be bloodshed.
Islamically, they have sinned, they were kicked out. Like it seems so as the Bible
No.
only they asked for forgiveness and they were forgiven actually. So we say, why didn't God just forgive them?
You
It's
know,
because
this is the thing. The same thing I would say. God, why didn't you simply forgive Lucifer? You know, here's the big difference between we and Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, they had direct contact with God. They in the full presence of God. God walked among them, like they could see Him. They could, you know, they had the full presence. They could they could feel the goodness of Him, His glory.
But the difference between Lucifer, Satan actually,
Yeah.
and Adam and Eve is that Lucifer still, he doesn't want forgiveness, right? He doesn't want forgiveness. He tried to seduce people to make
He was
them
wicked,
right.
yeah, he
He's,
was wicked.
he's a wicked being,
Yeah.
right? But Adam and Eve, they felt sorry. They hide it in the bushes. God was looking for them. Yeah.
Let me put it this
Yeah.
way. We're not in the right now. We're not feeling the full glory, the full goodness of God. You know, Adam and Eve, they were in the direct. They could feel like the goodness, the everything of God, and still they said, I would say to God, they deserve it. I mean, come on, man. Adam and Eve,
All right.
are you serious?
I do agree with you totally. You have
Yeah.
given an answer for my question
Yeah.
because Adam and Eve saw God and lived with
They
God.
felt
Right.
Him like.
But what
everything,
about you and me?
Okay.
Now Jesus died. There was need for a blood sacrifice, but we didn't saw the glory of God. We didn't go with God and saw God and everything.
All you
right?
have to do, you know, in the Bible says, if you guys mind, it says in the Bible, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and He died on the cross and that the Father brought Him back from the dead, you get saved. Now, I remember when I did it personally, I've never felt anything. I would just say it and I would keep sinning, you know, until a few things happened. I've experienced people saying that, hey, you want to say this? Some of them they wanted to cry. They don't know why. I want to cry. Others felt something weird happening in their heart. Something like tickling them. Do you guys? I'm not saying that God is not calling us to feel. He's calling us to know Him. Because a lot of people, they want to feel, and if they don't feel anything, they get away. I call that the gold digger mentality. The gold digger wants to see, you know, I want to feel the Ferrari, but I have love for you. No, F your love. I don't care for your love. I want to see your money. I want to feel
You know what?
that.
You know what? I'm going to accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior if you can answer my question.
Okay.
All right? Hold on. In chapter 11
Yeah.
of John, he talks about Lazarus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lazarus came back to life. He was
Yeah.
dead. Mary was crying, say my son to Jesus, it's
Yeah.
too late. He said, it's not too late. Show me where Lazarus is. You know? Then she showed him the way. On his way, Jesus, he was mumbling. He was actually asking God for something. Later it becomes clear. Then when he was,
He was mumbling, it says in the Bible?
yes, he was mumbling. He was talking to himself, I don't know. He was
Oh.
asking something to God. You can go through it. John chapter 11 verse 42, there's an explicit statement where he asks God, or he clarifies that he asked God something. He said, oh Lazarus, come out, and he came out. Then he said, oh God, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that thou hears me always. But for the people standing around, I'm saying it loudly so that they know that you have sent me. Right? So this heard, we in Dutch say verhoord. So if you ask something, you get it. When Jesus asks for something, he always get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you have heard me. I know that thou hears me always. So if I ask something, whenever you give me whatever, you're giving it to me, right? Now I want to take you to Matthew 26:39.
Yeah.
In the Garden of Gethsemane, he told Peter to watch, and he walked a little bit further, fell on his face and
Yeah.
prayed to God.
He was
And
afraid.
he asked God, if it is possible, and we agree both, it is possible for God, to take this cup away from me. And this cup was the crucifixion. You do agree with
Yeah.
that?
The crucifixion.
Not as I will, but as thou wilt. So when Jesus asked God to be saved from the cross, did God hear Jesus?
No, because he said, let it be your will and not
Yes.
mine.
So,
Yeah.
but he asked something, right?
Yeah,
And he said in John 11:42 that he always hears him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if God wants it or it's possible. It's about Jesus saying, if I ask God something,
Yeah.
He give it to me. Did God give Jesus what He
No.
asked? So did Jesus had it wrong in 11:42?
No, the thing is this. God is righteous. When he sets a rule, he keeps it. When he says a promise, he does it. And the rule was, he said in the rule, there's no forgiveness without bloodshed. And God is not gonna cheat because he's so righteous, he's so correct.
So he didn't
even
give
with
it.
the son, so he didn't give him. Sorry, you know.
I don't mind, but
Could he do it? Yeah, but if he does it, then
I
the
know.
righteous way would get away because he's like, okay, you put this rule and you know.
Right, what about then John 11:42 where he says, He always gives it to me? Was it wrong?
No, it's not wrong. Like, let me put it this way. If I ask God right now, God, give me up $10 million.
And you say, whatever I ask God, He gives me.
Yeah.
And you ask for $10 million, and He didn't give it to you.
Now, look.
Right.
God knows my heart.
Right.
God knows He knows me better than I do. If He gives me, if I tell Him I need $100 million, most probably He will not give it to me.
Right.
Even though I ask Him. You know why?
Why?
Because He knows. And I suspect that if I get right now $100 million, I'm going to be pride. I'm gonna be, I have $1 million, you know, and I'm gonna go away from God. I have money. I can have all the women I have. Like I'm saying,
You're
no,
married, and look out.
yeah,
Maybe
like
your wife will hear this.
like right now, I'm saying no. I'm gonna be righteous. But when you get $100 million, that's a lot of money, and it can change you. Money can. You can see even King Solomon, King David. These men.
I do agree. I do agree with that.
So
But-
God is not gonna give you something to get you away from.
Alright, so Jesus was not right when He said that God would give him everything.
According to His will, He will give it to you. You know.
Yes, but He said He will give me everything which I ask. So there's an exception, right?
Yeah.
I disagree. Why? If you go to Hebrews,
Yeah.
chapter 7, verse 5, it talks about Jesus, you know, in flesh,
Yeah.
crying and asked to be saved from death.
Yeah.
And because of his God-fearing, he was heard. He was heard. It's actually said that he was heard. So he asked to be saved, and God gave it to him. Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7.
that Jesus said.
Go to it.
Okay, let me read it. Hebrews.
Chapter 5, verse 7. And there are many translations, right?
Weet je, je kent de Bijbel heel goed, man. I'm surprised. Okay,
Yeah.
Hebrew.
Of maybe.
What's chapter
5, verse 7.
7? Okay. While Jesus was here on earth, he offered praise and pleadings with a loud cry and tears to the one who could rescue him from death. And God heard his praise because of his deep reverence for God. Even though Jesus was God's son, he learned obedience from the things he suffered. In this way, God qualified him as a perfect high priest, and he became the source of. Okay. So, and heard God his praise because of his deep. While Jesus was on earth, he offered praise and pleadings with a loud crying tears to the one who could rescue him from death. And God, it's interesting. Okay, and God heard his praise.
Are you going to search it up, or are you going to give your interpretation on it again?
No,
Which of the two?
This is very clear. Okay, and God heard his praise because of his deep reverence.
Can I ask you something else?
Yeah.
It's about the same topic.
Have you ever asked someone else?
Yes, I haven't get an answer yet.
Okay.
Maybe there's. I'm not saying there is.
No, it's interesting.
You know, I'm just asking. Now we believe we talk about the Trinity. God, was incarnated. He came as a human being. He died. Was the flesh? Was it a part of God?
The flesh was a part of God.
Was it a part of God? Is the question. Was the part of the Jesus came as in flesh? He came in flesh, right? That flesh was not a part of God.
Was the flesh a part of God? I would say no, I guess, because the flesh of Jesus was a creation.
Yeah.
Well,
You can't say both.
No, it was a creation of God.
Okay, which died, the flesh or the spirit?
The flesh.
Who died for your sin? God?
Jesus died for my sins. Yeah.
The flesh died.
Yeah.
And was the flesh God or part of God?
It was the flesh. Yeah, it's hard to answer.
I don't mind again. I really don't mind. You know why I'm saying this? In 1 Timothy 6:16, it talks actually about that God is the only immortal, right? So God can die. So you have to agree with me that the part of Jesus which died
I agree, because indeed it's the flesh, because in the Bible it says that we will get a glorified body. You know, that's true. And when Jesus resurrected, he came. I would say, he came as a spirit, but no, he came in flesh, and he even said, "I'm hungry, feed me."
Right.
So
the flesh part that died was not God.
I would say yes, it is part of God indeed.
But in 1 Timothy 6:16 it says God is the only immortal, he can die. So if you say it is a part of God's flesh, that means that God died.
But the thing is, Jesus, he died, but death could not keep him. So he came back to life.
No, that's about eternal. You talk about eternal, eternity. I talk about immortal.
Okay.
Right? So Jesus, if you say God died, then it goes against 1 Timothy 6:16. If you say no, it's only the human part died and God didn't die.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you. You're really honest.
It's good that you showed me this. I didn't.
So you can search it up. You can be.
Okay.
I'm telling everyone this.
Can you write it down? These.
I don't mind. I have it in my head. I will give it to you afterwards. I'm telling people that I can never lose. It's not about.
Yeah.
I can win or I can learn. Right?
Okay.
That's all. You cannot lose.
Now you got the answer. Do you mind saying the thing?
Which answer?
That I don't.
But did you have an answer about my questions?
Yeah.
I brought you.
Okay, I didn't have the complete answer. Do you mind confessing with your mouth?
What confessing?
That Jesus is Lord and He died on the
Why
cross.
should I?
You know, it says in the Bible. It says in the Bible this. It's not about confessing. It's if you really believe. Because if you say it with your mouth and you don't believe it, nothing. You know.
If Jesus said that He is God, I will accept Him as God. I don't mind. So if you can show me anywhere in the Bible an explicit statement.
But He says,
said,
"I am God."
I am God. I will accept Jesus as God.
I don't remember in my.
I'm not asking for I am, but that because they asked for the Messiah. I said I am.
The reason why the Jews, the Pharisees, rebuked him, they hated him because he said the Son of Man has the power to forgive sins. And you were like, are you saying you're God? You know, because only God can forgive sins.
But he also said in John chapter 5 verse 30, I myself can do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is right because I seek not my own will, but the one who has sent me. So he is clearly saying that he himself can do nothing. He says, I say, my Father is greater than I. My Father is greater than all. So here, the power that is given, for example, in Acts, I think chapter 2, verse 22, it says, Behold, Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God, by miracles, a wonder, and signs which God did through him. So it's God doing the forgiving, the miracles, and everything.
Yeah.
So again, do you have any explicit statement in the Bible where Jesus said, I am God? I will accept
As
it.
in, I am God. I not.
Or something like that.
I don't have something.
You know
in
why
my
I'm
mind.
asking that?
No.
If it is, for me, necessary to believe Jesus to be God, and that's my salvation, it will be, righteous of God. Actually, it will unreasonable for God not to say that.
Okay, hey guys, I have to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
It was a really good dialogue.
Yeah.
All right. I next time. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more, comment please.
We'll be back. Press like in the
Inshallah.
bottom here, or like and subscribe.
I want to give you a hug, brother. Really. Thank you very much.
Hey man.